Okay, hey everybody, it's Grace. In this video, I'm going to set up a scene. Okay, imagine that you go to a store. You rarely go there. It's something like, say, a hardware store, a feed store, or maybe a bookstore, somewhere where you don't go very often. And inside that store, there's another little shop, maybe a donut shop, a cafe, coffee shop. You've seen that in bookstores, and just a little one that you can go and actually sit down, or maybe even a game room, something you can hang around if you wanted to. But you seldom ever go in there, and but you do know that it's locally owned. It's not a chain store. It's not some corporation. It's just locally owned and operated, and it's generally the same people always working there. The owners work there. It's not really family, but they've worked there for a while, so you kind of know them, but you don't really know them really personally. Your acquaintances, but you might share little things about the weather or something, that kind of thing. But they recognize you and you recognize them. Okay. Now here's the thing, and I know I've done this before, but this is a new video, and so maybe hasn't seen the other one. But I had my own situation like I'm about to talk about. Okay, now imagine you go into this store, and every time you go into this store, and you've gone in there for years, like I said, but every time there seems to be some kind of mystery that revolves around you. It involves you, but you have no idea why, what's going on, why, every time you show up, and there's one other person, an owner or an employee, that seems to have something to do with. Okay, little weird things that the other employees might do or say. Even that particular person says things that you find is odd. And there's some mystery. Maybe you are their mystery, or both. They're making a mystery about you. Or they're making up something in your mind about you that isn't really going on. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now, like I said, I mentioned this. I've had this kind of weirdness, and I just recently went back into the place and had I walked in the door, and there was one man, young, probably maybe in his 40s, and he looked over at me when I walked in the door, and then he looked over at the one guy that it always seems to have something to do with, and he did that little nod thing, like, there she is, Yeah. And the one that he did that to is always the one that's involved with, like I said, always something. And now he's told me things about himself, like how old he is. He's a year younger than I. Just some of it's chit chat, but he has a nickname for me. Yeah. Yeah. And it's odd, but I don't know what it is. What's the story? Okay, now given how I set this up, now I could go in there, because like a hardware store, I wouldn't be going in it all the time, but there's another little place there. Say there's another place, and I could go there, a coffee shop or whatever. Now I could go sit there and try to see if I could figure it out, what it is that's going on. What is the whole mystery? And I don't experience that in one other place, but that's a different story. That's an actual story there that I know why it would happen. So, but none of the other places. I go to a lot of places, none of the other ones. So this is one that's rare. Okay, now here's the question: if you had your own situation and whatever, how would you handle it? Would you go and hang out like once a week or something in that place until you could get some more information, or would you just say, let it go? Let it go. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm telling you, this has been going on for years, and my attitude is let it go. Doesn't matter. But I've been getting more curiouser. Yeah, it's curiouser. But, yeah. So I'm thinking that I might start doing that. Go there once a week, I had actually tried twice, 2 weeks in a row one time, and I don't know. Yeah, it just wasn't me. But, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. What would you do? Leave a comment below. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles, like, subscribe, comment, and share if you would. And I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.